habits of my heart. I can't say no.
Well, you've been preparing for a little something we call the Grand Final, so yeah.
Not because of that. I mean, the last 2 days were like filled with emotions and weird feelings, you know. And we tried to sleep, but at least me and Johan, I know for sure because we're in the same room. And it's hard, you know. You try to go to sleep and you just can't, and then it's morning, and then you have to play to do stuff. Yeah.
Are you feeling pretty confident based on the draft we just saw?
Yeah. I'm very confident when all the players like agree on the draft and they're like happy, because it's about teamwork. And even if, let's just say, we are a little bit out-drafted, it doesn't matter that much, because we showed like many times that we can come back if we are like chill, we do the proper plays. Seb is like making all the team be okay, not to go like emotional and stuff. So yeah, I am confident in them.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
We'll see.
Ladies and gentlemen, both teams are ready for the match, and to bring you the Grand Finals, it's ODPixel and Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the Dota 2000 International Championships Grand Finals is going to be brought to you by myself, ODPixel, Fogged, and as everything this year, we're stepping it up, we're making it bigger and better. We've got Ben Wu here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into Game 1 of OG versus Psg.Ldg, and lads, we couldn't have hoped for a more perfect draft from both lineups. We've got the Sun, the Storm Spirit on one side, and then on the other side, we have OG doing it in their own style. This sort of style, this draft style that we're seeing no one else do here at this international, but it's been working out for them.
I'm just happy we have some nice late game drafts that could potentially play out, right? We've got the Storm Spirit on Somnus that can go super late. We've got the Spectre as well. Really looking forward to it. Also the team fights coming into play. OG has drafted a massive team fight lineup.
Man, yesterday's series was one of the most exciting series I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I've watched a lot of TIs, you know. Last time O and I casted,
It was back at the Boston Major. Everyone remembers OG versus Adfin, and let's hope we get some games on a similar caliber, and I'm sure we will from what we've seen on the series running up to this one.
So Ben, you've been watching a lot of Dota lately?
Yes.
Caught up?
Especially.
Yeah? How about with this, what do you think of this Seb tree and off lane?
There's a lot of heroes that we've seen Seb play. I actually took more of I'm not sure how I feel about it.
What do you think? What is it about the tree, do you think, that Seb sort of sees in it as a hero that other teams aren't really at the moment?
He plays it a lot of just lane pressure. I think the last time we saw him play, he didn't go the Nature's guys. He actually goes for just having the Leech Seed as well as the Living Armor to help his lanes. Jerax. Just not quite there.
Not going to get it this time, but a good shot there for Jerax. Didn't want to try and lane down the fishes just in case they were on it and have the micro ready.
So right off the bat, we see LGD. They want to be able to dodge and adjust away from OG's lane. So they want to protect their Bloodseeker in particular, and also having against that Spectre and away from the Tree Protector. Same thing in that mid lane. They don't want the Monkey King versus Storm matchup, so they're putting Chalice there, which is a much better matchup. He can do great versus that Monkey King.
It'll be interesting how well Thompson plays it. As you could imagine, this hero that we know, he plays in all his pubs. He's been bringing it out here time and time again at the International. You can imagine he's probably played his fair share of matchups, so should be used to the Enchantress, and we'll see how well he can do here, as he has had some incredible games recently on the last couple of days here at the International.
Yeah, Monkey King's not the most super popular in the mid lane, but Thompson, you know, he plays all those weird ones, and he plays them just to the point where you can pick it despite it not being top tier.
Yeah. Hero that we have not seen win a whole lot though, right Owen? I think me and you saw at least 2 or 3 that did not have a good game.
It feels it's one of those heroes that can absolutely sort of crush the mid game, get this insane amount of kills, and indeed they're going for the kill. He's blocked in by Jerax's Vicious. Somnus trying to lay down the remnant. Seb's got to be careful. Has to step away to make sure he doesn't get caught out by the Stomp.
Pretty scary lane for OG up here. The Earthshaker as well trained just these 2 melee heroes versus Elder Titan and Storm. They love playing versus melees. If you get into range, you just can get stomped up, and also, of course, that static remnant damage.
The Tree Protector might force these cores on LGD to go something different though. The root against the Enchantress and the Storm Spirit, you don't really want to build Yules or any sort of Dispel, but you might have to versus double root.
Yeah. That's a good point. I've seen like Somnus, I'm pretty sure I've seen him do the Kaya into Yule's build from time to time, but it's pretty rare. It depends on really that matchup.
Yeah, I know the panel was talking about him rushing an early orchid, but it might be very dangerous doing that.
Yeah.
We can certainly expect to see it sort of play a little differently, as we say, being in the safe lane rather than the mid lane. Something that we have seen a few of the Chinese teams start to do this, TI.
I really like Sin's point that he was bringing up on the panel, how he was saying, like, you look at OG's draft and it's a lot about just that wombo combo. If LGD are able to disengage once they get to that point, I think it's going to be really important for them in the mid game. Because like, if they throw all their ultis out and LGD just walks out of it, then all of, like, majority of OG's damage is kind of committed forward there.
Do you think a lot of pressure's on this and they're trying to break up that team fight combo that OG has?
Yeah, definitely. Because they also have some good combo synergy that can come out too. If they do live that, they have like this damage that can just build up more and more. Because Storm Spirit, if you don't get caught that initial combo, you can take out all these heroes. You're relying so much on the Earthshaker as well as Train Protector controlling that Storm.
Well, so far, looking at all the lanes, no one really falling behind. Seb's at the bottom of the CS, but still the big one, certainly that mid lane. As we were saying, you'd expect the Ench to maybe come out on top, but I think this is just Thompson showing us how well he can play the Monkey King in a variety of matchups, as he's leading the CS by quite a bit at the moment in that 1v1 mid.
Yeah. Haven't seen how much he's spent on selves yet, though. Certainly getting harassed much more than Chaz.
It's fairly even in net worth, yeah, so he has been bringing out a couple extras, but he's also getting benefited from the living armor. So like we were saying, Seb on this Train Protector doesn't go to Nature's guys, he helps on top, that's next.
They've got the setup, they've got the remnants down, and LGD looking for first blood, they'll find it. FY cleans it up. I'll turn towards Jerry's giving him a quick push as he has to back away. Bottom lane at the same time, Ame trying to chase down Big Daddy. He gets the cold embrace off with the use of that mango. Anna starting to punch into Ame, forcing the Bloodseeker back. Nova with the Nova, can he find it here? Big Daddy No-Tail goes down. Can Anna get the trade? Chasing down the CMX. Nova, he's speeding up, he's running, but the dagger's back up. Anna will find the trade. Let's get the 1-for-1 down on the bottom lane. Of course, Anna getting that kill. 17 for 3 at the moment on the Spectre. He's certainly struggling a little bit, but he's still getting a fair bit out of that bottom lane.
He's having to spend extra on regen too. But on both sides there, it's a lot of a spam matchup down in bottom. They have the Wyvern as well versus that CM. With just constant harassment with spells.
That's definitely where we're sort of seeing that slight 1k advantage for LGD, as you say, is the expenditure of the cores of OG on that early regen.
So do you need to build any items on the Enchantress to deal with the crit from the Monkey King? Because she doesn't have that much armor, and that Jingu is going to hurt really bad. I've seen a lot of Enchantresses get almost 2-shot by Monkey Kings if they're able to build up the stacks.
Yeah, that's a good point. The killer gives you a tiny little bit, but I think maybe we could see something just maybe like a medallion, maybe some casual just armor item like that.
I feel like sometimes when we see that matchup like down the line, obviously in the later stages of the game, we can expect like an Eon Disc to come out in the Enchantress perhaps. Maybe even on a few of these heroes to sort of help protect them against that huge physical burst that Thompson's going to have later on.
I think one of the important things for the Enchantress is, I mean, it's an item that you tend to get a lot in the Ench, but versus Monkey King, it's like the best, the Hurricane Pike, because you can actually mess with his interaction with his ulti a lot and just keep that distance away. So it might be some type of item rush like that just to keep that distance.
Obviously top lane Somnus, 29 for 5 at the moment against Seb's 17 for 5, so definitely the lane where we're seeing the biggest difference between both sides, as they're keeping a good hold of it up top, Psg.Ldg.
They have so much freedom in this because they have their CM or Hospital to spam that scan.
The courier gang coming in as Thompson ready to strike, but Somnus and FY, as you say, they're backing up. They're keeping it safe behind the tier 1 tower. No-Tail will show himself mid as he comes in to sap up some of the XP and help with the D push. The Chalice is getting a fair bit of damage onto this tier 1 mid.
They're swapping up the lanes. They want to have that Monkey King versus Storm before he hits 6. And Thompson is actually saving skill points, which is kind of cool on the Monkey King. 2-0-2. Will choose what he needs to commit for and bottom.
Ame's just diving in! And he gets away with it as Anna was all on his lonesome there. No support backup there at the moment, of course, with the movements from OG supports to other lanes.
They had that scan, they knew where the Monkey King was going, and then they had a TP, Wyvern mid, and as soon as they saw that happening, took advantage of it and on bottom.
I don't think they can leave on alone like that almost ever.
And really versus any of the heroes that decides to let out unless it's some weak support, but one of the dangers of first phasing a spec.
Yeah, definitely getting punished.
They're going to make a go on FY. They've got the Fisher out. Anna and Thompson closing in on him as FY will try and gets a fair bit of damage out into Jerax, but not enough to bring him down with it. As FY will fall. But still overall, Psg.Ldg just having that sort of lane control across the map that a little bit stronger as they lead 2k mid lane. Sure, Seb's trying his best to keep this tower alive, but each siege is going lower and lower. Top lane, Thompson gets it, is able to punish Somnus. Gets the burst down of the Sword Spirit. We have the rupture onto Anna, getting himself away from the tower, but Ame is there ready to chase down and will find Anna in return.
Great read by Ame. You already do that.
Chalice. that sort of movement from the middle lane to the top lane from Thompson, sure, it did find the kill on Somnus at the end of the day, but it's really opened up that middle for Chalice, as we're seeing as Thompson. He has got the Jingle Mastery stacked up, jumps down, the fish is there. He's got the light still, but it's not enough. Arme with the blood right, bursts down Thompson, but it's still back up to hell.
They're trying so hard to keep this mid tower alive. They just keep rotating heroes in to make sure that they can keep the living armor going on it, but Chalice really trying to press the issue.
Yeah, Seth isn't high enough level despite being the offlaner to really keep this tower alive. He did actually go for his third point in living armor, but Enchantress is gonna sit there, try and get those wagons up as you can with that Blightstone. Still pretty healthy though.
As long as they can keep these towers alive, they can certainly play into sort of the hands of the late game Spectre that they do own with Ana. We've seen it time and time before here from OG on the main stage. In games, even when they get fairly far behind in the mid game, as long as they can keep the game going, there's a high chance that the Spectre's going to be able to do some incredible things in the team fights.
There's smoke from Wyvern trying to get some boards out, but don't know if it's going to get it broken.
Not spotted, but smoke broken. So the one thing I look at LGD's draft, if we do get to those later stages, they do have good amp damage. That's why very deep in there.
X-Nova's going to come across and look down pad. He's got the Frostbite holding back Thompson. His FY still backs up. Jarex comes in with the TP. Thompson starts to turn toward challenge, but the untouchable means he can't go for it. Goes straight for the TP out. He's Thompson back towards the mid lane. Ana with the horn joining in, looking towards Arme, but Arme, he's too fast with how low OG's members are. Seb getting beaten down by Chalice. Not sure what shield will be taken second. Ana, can he find anything to take? Be careful, the damage from the Empress is so
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
to get those last few Empresses out.
Thirst. What an ability. Give you vision on the tree line there if that Spectre gets low.
And you can see them, they're still trying to fog them, but it's not doing them any good at this point. This game's going a little bit too fast, I would say, for OG's pace. They want more time for the Spectre and the Monkey King to get items, and the tree to just kind of hold off their T1. At the very least, this T1 is still up for OG. So they are losing heroes, but not the T1s.
Yeah, I mean, this Bloodseeker and Enchantress are getting away with way too much right now. The Storm, sure, getting shut down a little bit, but those other two are a big problem right now for OG. How are we doing on levels? So we do have a couple level 6s coming online. Pretty much almost all of OG except for Jarex, while on the side of LGD, they do have two level 5s on their support still. And we see for those rotations coming out with all those ults. Nice. Seb will be going for the medium now.
Couldn't set up onto Seb. Leads in with the rupture. Seb. Use the trees ego. Still pretty high on health at the moment. Gets the Echo Storm pad. The open Seb being used to hold back Arme temporarily. And this is buying time for the rest of the voters coming in. Have no tail. From the side. Chalice just trying to finish off Seb. The Winter's Curse will hold back the two of them. So no tail. Make sure that Seb can get back to safety. And get away from this reaction from LGD.
That's two full defensive ultis used by OG though to protect themselves. Is top pressure on Ana.
The wraparound from X-Nova. He's got the pulse play on down. Handsome to stop all the damage. He's bottle charging up, so he has that extra bit of mana. Again, Ana sort of being caught out in these situations, but OG supports her elsewhere. Bottom lane out, Dwight goes for the stop, but Arme's backing up. He knows Jarex is in. Jarex leading with the Bishop, Thompson looking to chase him up with the Primal Spring. He's got the boundless strike down. Is it enough control to allow the rest of the team to come through? Blood right from Arme, trying to push OG away from chasing for the kill. It will be successful as OG back off. Arme will stay safe.
LGD is heavily outmaneuvering OG right now. They're splitting them up all over the place. They're making plays on each of the lanes, so it's forcing OG to react, and then it's making Ana very weak in this laning phase, unable to really find a place for him to actually catch back up.
I do think Nota's been doing a really good job of being in the right place at the right time to stall these pushes, make sure the T1s don't take that much damage. Yeah, they're still giving up a few kills down there, but I think it could be a lot worse if he were just a few seconds later to each of these engagements.
It's a bit of a Rassay onto Chalice, unlikely. Between the two of these heroes, they have the damage to bring him down at the moment, especially with X-Nova around. Jarex has got to be careful. Takes a bit of heavy damage there from the Impetus. Does also have set in the tree line. They're going to try and set up, but they're walking with the Echo Stab. Do they have the burst? Ana comes in with the Spectral Dagger. Is it enough for Chalice? He's got the untouchable. He's going to survive. He's able to get the kill. X-Nova, those going to be cancelled straight away by Jarex with the Fisher. X-Nova trying to DP out, but OG goes set up for the double kill. They get the kill in the middle lane.
And Thompson gets a kill down bottom on the other Titan.
And that lead that LGD had. It's been knocked down by a couple of thousand here. It's a 3k advantage for Psg.Ldg now after that fight.
Challenge feeling himself just a little bit too much there, right? Just walking into
It looked like he was going to get away.
I mean, they did commit pretty heavily for never worth it at this point.
Look at that money. Somnus cleaning up a hefty stack here that's going to give him a big jump towards that Kaya.
They've been using that stack actually with FY, you know, the Elder Titan that we talk about so much. That's how you really enable that hero in the laning phase. Just stack up that hard camp, use it for your spirit, and they have the Storm to farm it.
Thompson's been doing a pretty good job of keeping the network too, because he's kind of the one that has to run around and make a little bit of space for the Spectre so he can hunt and get some kills, but he's still number 2.
He's very close to having the full Echo Saber done, so he's going to almost be sort of guaranteed to get up the Junior Mastery stacks in each of the fights and get that burst seal off with the bounce strike.
I think that's just like the best build that you can go now in the Monkey King, so you can just get involved all the time. All the other builds we've seen, the Battle Fury, it's very slow. I mean, that's not the meta at the moment.
Especially when you have a Spectre.
Yeah, especially with that.
So they can chill for a little bit, wait for the ultimates to come up. I would say OG or way more ultimate based, so you know you want to fight those 2-minute rotations and just use Winter Wyvern in your Treant to stall out those T1s until those ultimates are up. And if they don't want to fight, you're okay with farm because I think you have the better late game right now.
It's tier 1 mid, pretty much back up to full. The power of the Treant Protector.
That is, I mean, that was down to like 100 HP at one point from that 5-minute wave.
They threw enough bodies.
Yeah.
Worth.
Definitely worth it. That tower is, we say, like the most important tower to defend, especially when you're playing with a Spectre lineup, so you can farm your jungle, have access.
Psg.Ldg wanting to make a move up here. They'll scan for the trees. They know that No-Tail's in. But he's one of the trickier kills to get with the Arctic Burn as he just starts to retreat. Nova looking to come across. But he's already back by the tier 2 tower. No-Tail will be fine as Psg.Ldg desperate to sort of make a play around here as they have those 3 observer wards down. Do see actually No-Tail sort of comes back in actually as the Arctic Burn ends. They're still very hesitant though. The Winter's Curse out on the side. Jerax, can he set up onto Weppas? He's got the Enchant Totem. Chalice is coming in though. OG have to be careful as the impotents start flying out towards the Earthshaker Jerax. They try with the Earth Splitter, but it won't quite catch him. The heal there from No-Tail with the Cold Embrace, keeping Jerax safe as well.
They're just trying to stall these towers as long as possible. But on the bottom,
before he's able to TP away. At the same time, OG want to make a play down top. They know that they went for the play down bottom. Psg.Ldg, so OG wants to they jump forward, boundless strike, Echo Slam, on the charge, but Chalice's healing is not enough. The Wukong's command finishes it. He can't out-heal that amount of damage. Army has turned up the fight on the side. Thompson cleans up a second. Double kill for the Monkey King as he finds X-Nova on the Crystal Maiden.
They have surprisingly good catch on the side of OG. I wasn't able to expect to get that many kills, but they're really good at sitting with the Wukong's command.
Lungs it. Awesomeness. Here he goes. Onto Jerax. The Cold Embrace there from No-Tail though. Thompson with the boundless strike. Holding back Somnus. They've got the Enchant Totem. They've got good control for the sleep from L1. He's taking Somnus to the side. Looks to Jerax. The fish is down, but No-Tail sort of blocks him with that wide. Somnus went too deep. He gets punished. The whole play from Anna finding one, maybe even more. That's why he's been surrounded. The stop, sleep onto 2. Seb's coming in as well though, so FY. He'll have to retreat. Psg.Ldg can't take his fight for now. Chalice, maybe they can. Chalice is trying to put on the Enchantress. The Seb ult, holding the 2 of them back. Anna and Jerax backing away. Seb is being looked at by Arme and Chalice. He'll go for the TPR in the pit.
He'll be safe.
And they can't cancel this. They get out. Psg.Ldg still maintaining the lead. They're trying to chase down Anna.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They didn't expect to see them to be there, OG.
He was actually on a warding expedition and just comes around from the back. All right, they see the line was shine instantly by Jerax. He's like, wait, what the hell is CM doing there?
Perfect position indeed for X-Nova to find himself in. Thompson build-wise going for the Maelstrom next, helping him keep up with the farm that, as we've said earlier, make a job of keeping up with the pace of Somnus and Arme.
So they're unable to kind of kill the Monkey King and the Spectre. They just generally get one or the other in these fights. It looks like Thompson is getting there.
He's trying to get the life steal up. He does get it. Can he find the connection? Somnus is actually out of mana. Thompson walks out of range off the stop. He's turning to Somnus. One more hit will do, but he can't quite get in range. FY's there with the block off. As Thompson won't find the kill onto the storm. He may find FY. He's got the boundless strike up in 5 seconds. Into the tree he goes. Arme is TPing in. Thompson, he's in. He's going with a boundless strike. The Wukong's the back of a Jerax with the vision. They're onto Arme. Arme's gone. Thompson with the tree play as Jerax is still there looking to X-Nova. Challenge is coming with the impetus. Thompson in trouble. He's been silenced. He's been surrounded. Somnus chips in with the vortex of Winter's Curse. And then surely they can't keep Thompson alive. They can't. Thompson will fall. Somnus sipping for more. He's got his eyes on No-Tail. No-Tail trying to the golden embrace, but the remnant magical damage is there. Psg.Ldg get the two of them at the end of the day.
They're responding so quickly. They know that OG's draft is just very ulti dependent. They're just keeping the moves going. As soon as those ultis come out, they don't care. They just bring more and more numbers. They know that Ana doesn't want to get involved in too many of these fights. If he doesn't have Haunt up, there's no way he's going to come.
So I think Thompson made way more out of that situation than he could have. Almost killed maybe. And still, he got a core kill at the end of the day.
He did. And they've got the blink on the Earthshaker now,
So that sort of combos we saw there was already pretty impressive with Jarek's just being able to offer the lockdown of the Fissure from outside the Wukong's command. Now he can actually get in there, offer that increased amount of chain stun that will allow time for the Wukong's command and Thompson as the Monkey King to get his damage out in the team fights.
My slight concern for OG is that they don't have these three cores that are farming. Because you see the Trade Protector, he's actually almost same net worth as the other tank. So it's going to be like Jarek's who has to really pull it up and just get a little bit more of that gold for his team. They're really coming in on
See the full strength of their team fight though. They have the root and the Wukong's command. If both of those come out when he has some stacks up, it's going to be really nasty for LGD before they get their BKBs.
And they have good ways to set it up, right? They have the Winter's Curse and the tree and ulti, so.
Right now it's usually four of them fighting, one of them farming, and then someone else dies and kind of repeat, but sooner or later they're going to have to move up.
Well, they're hunting for Ana. X-Nova goes for the vision. Somnus zips in. The horn will be popped down as out of there. He's jumped up towards the mid lane, but Chalice is there as well as Arme. The rupture, the impetus. A balance strike comes out, but it won't save him for the blood right. Arme gets the kill on the Spectre. Ana down for 30 seconds. OG still hovering around that middle lane.
Ana's been incredibly good at finding farm inspectors throughout this tournament, but this game, LGD are even better at shutting
Jared.
Yeah.
He's looking for the setup opportunity. As you drop Echo, Fissure, bam! They get Chalice, he's out of the picture. There's the Blink Dagger reveal from Jarex, and he gets a big core kill.
Radiant's top tower is under
Chalice
attack.
has been the punching bag for LGD, but at the same time, Storm, what is he going for? Orchid?
He's going for the Orchid after Kaya. Not going for any type of defense. He's going to depend on his teammates to try to really bail him out of the situations, in particular FY, as the panel had mentioned, for that
Radiant's
disengage.
bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, I wish I could just count all the ultis that Chalice has eaten already in this game, and it's only not even 20 minutes in.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll switch off once the other cores get BKB. I'm not sure if maybe he's going to get one next. Probably
That's Somnus. He's caught out No-Tail, out of the river, all alone. X-Nova there too. Cold Embrace by some time, but the ult comes out from X-Nova. Not messing around with No-Tail. There's some ice-on-ice action, brings down the Wyvern.
He's got a Shadow Blade. He seems to know exactly where Thompson is too.
Doesn't have a Quelling Blade.
Oh, he's bought it.
Oh, he's bought it now. He bought one. He's looking for the right tree. There's Thompson. He's going to go for it. They've got the jump. Jarex with the control again. Chalice, the punching bag in trouble as the Wukong's command gets the final hit. The Earthsplit is coming out, but Thompson keeps himself to the side. He has been silenced by the blood right Arme. Looking towards him. The rupture down on Thompson as well. Thompson has the living arm. He gives him the chance to turn. Get the Jigger Monster. He stacks up. He hasn't got Boundless Strike there for 7 seconds. The Fissure from Jarex buying him time. Thompson life stealing up as he hits the creeps. Arme with the Shadow Blade over the girl. He's in. Thompson's still alive though. The Winter's Curse on his own back, and Thompson gets the life steal, but he still goes down. Thompson will fall. Somnus still with man in the tank, ready to play on zips across. Gets Jarex as well. Now looks towards No-Tail. He's got enough mana for one more remnant. No-Tail turns for the split to blast to the wrap around for Zep. Looks for the bunch on Somnus. Somnus is back defensively. They got the sentry down. Frostnova. The buyback from Jarex. Ana with the chase down. Somnus. He's used a lot of his mana. The Fissure. The damage from Ana. He's got the dagger out. He looks at Somnus and he finds it. Somnus is gone. No-Tail. Buzzed out by the blood right. Jarex and Ana. They're looking for more. X-Nova. Enchant over Jarex. Holds him in place. One more right click will do it. You see him falls. Seb goes down as well to Arme. The sleep setup. FY. Stop. They've got the combo. The blood breaks out. And they're surrounded. The damage from Arme. The Fissure. But the force. They get him over. Arme. Still on the chase. Ana. Back to the shrine. Now Thompson's back in the game. Arme's got to be careful. Fissure's up. In a second, Jarex jumps in. The echo. The control. Ana's in on top of Arme. Arme's gone. Chalice up to the high ground. Ana still wants to chase. He looks towards it. But he will back off for now. As ladies and gentlemen, OG and Psg.Ldg here in game 1 of the Grand Finals of TI8, certainly making it feel like it.
What a buyback from Jarex. Really just kind of saving that situation for them, which is looking kind of bad. Buys back, gets himself some big core kills, at least at the end of that one. getting both that Storm and the Bloodseeker. Although they lost a lot of their support heroes, they kept their Spectre alive, which is the most important, as Ana is now level 14 for his team.
And I forget who was talking about it on the panel, but they're just so good about playing around tops and making sure that he gets his Jingu stats. He's been critically low multiple times, but being able to separate them off with a fissure or just lifesteal off creeps and just making sure he gets his Jingu stack before he can actually go into the fight.
Or even just with the synergy of the living armor, it actually makes a big difference. He is able to tank so much with living armor as well as the Wukong command bonus armor.
And it seems like a tough core matchup versus the Bloodseeker. Like the Bloodseeker, you don't really want to fight a Monkey King. Normally, you're okay with a Blade Mail, but he has Jingu Lights to do with that, and then he also just can press his ultimate and not run away.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to worry about that at all.
And each time saw the backup of the living armor as well from Seb, just giving him so those extra few instances of being attacked to allow him the time to build a lifesteal. Somnus, he's straight in onto Ana. Does he offer the damage on his own to find the kill though? Ana pretty tanky at the moment, as Ana just turns and Somnus has to zip himself away.
Living armor. Every single time he's coming out from 7.
I mean, it's doing a lot, this Trian. It's keeping OG's cause alive against these sort of little pickoffs. And still, Psg.Ldg, they may be 6k ahead, but they're still only taking one tower down at the 23-minute mark. Seb's keeping the rest alive.
And Seb's already got his Meteor Hammer finished. He's got his, of course, that ulti's going to be coming out level 2 soon. So he's got the combo. They've got so many combos on OG if they're able to just sandwich it all together.
Yeah, they need the BKBs, but at the same time, they still have to deal with 2 ultimates that go through BKB and the Monkey King ultimate, which is still going to do a ton of damage. So, LG, I mean, yeah, they do have the gold lead, but BKBs don't mean everything here.
Seb, down bottom, just continuing to deal with the push by himself. The rest of OG starting to swarm over Psg.Ldg's half of the map. You have Thompson in the jungle. You've got Ana getting a lot of space up top, putting some pressure, in fact, onto Psg.Ldg's own tier 1 tower, which is falling very low on this top lane.
And he's got his Manta style. This is such an important pickup in this game, just so he doesn't get killed on those split push. You have to deal with this Frostbite or silences coming out from the Bloodseeker and Storm.
Seb. There's 3 heroes down here at the moment from Psg.Ldg.
He's just spamming every single wave with Meteor Hammer and just keeping that living armor going on those tier 1s.
It's taking a lot of resources from Psg.Ldg down there, and they're not really getting away with what they want to achieve. Ideally, they find a kill, but Seb, he's playing very hidden. They don't seem to have the preparations to catch out the Trian.
OG's done just such a miraculous job of keeping these tier 1s alive. It's pretty crazy.
And they're also scared. Like at any time, the Monkey could be in the trees on bottom lane. They could set up with a Spectre.
And there he goes. He's thinking about popping the Wukong's command top, and he will. Looks towards X-Nova, X-Nova caught in the middle of the ring. And it comes over as well to join in the kill. The 3 of them find 1. TPs are coming in. Chalice. Can he set something up with Arme? That's that. Look at the jump here on the control. Jarek straight in on the Arme. Wants the BKB, but it's too late. Somnus finds Notel on the side. The buyback's going to be there straight away from Notel. Somnus zipping across towards Jarek. The ult out from the CM, but the Meteor Hammer from Seb's coming down. They've got the chain stun onto X-Nova. Ana's still alive for now. They get the double kill. The cold embrace. Keeping Ana alive. The Winter's Curse holding by the attacks off the challenge. The Chargers on fire. It'll fall. Triple kill for Ana. Can he survive? He gets up to the high ground. He's still alive for now. The armor from Seb. Keeping the Spectre safe. Thompson will fall though. Dives too deep. Ana wants to find Somnus. Pods the Manta style. They get the kill. It's an ultra kill for Ana. He's still alive. Chalice. He wants this, but can he actually get it? He's got to back off. Ana will TP out. And the definition there of friendship and team play from OG. These sort of saves from Notel's Wyvern, from Seb on the Trian Protector. It's incredible.
And their preparation too. They already had the sentry down behind the tower. Bloodseeker runs in with that Shadow Blade, gets caught out immediately from that fissure, as well as jump in as from Jerax.
And that was LGD's gameplay. They tried to take down bottom with 3 heroes versus 1. They couldn't do that. They tried to take a team fight mid. They weren't able to pop their BKBs up before the Echo Slam. How do you think they should take the next fight to make sure that they retain their lead, albeit small?
Nah, mate. He had trouble that last fight getting the BKB off in time with the speed that Jerax pounced upon him.
These saves are just so crazy.
I can't believe he didn't go down.
The BKB even went off too, so it ticks down to 9 seconds now, but these saves just back and forth, being from the cold embraces, even the curse to protect him in some situations. That right there, the overgrowth. Look at Ana. It looks like he's just dead in this situation over and over again.
Bow, as you said, the combination, the living armor, saving him for those first few rainbows coming in from Chalice, and then the cold embrace. They just couldn't kill him off. My
It's been
goodness.
so annoying for them, though.
Really has been.
And they also just sat in the root, too, for so long. They weren't able to finish them off. They had the leech seed and the living armor and the cold embrace on top of it, and their urn. Just so many ways to heal. And LGD, I mean, they kind of need a spirit vessel, too.
It really does seem like that.
But I don't know who's going to build it.
I think it's IFY almost has it finished. So I did have the urn. He does tend to do this from time to time.
I think that might actually be a bigger deal than the BKBs on their side at this point, considering how much these saves are helping out OG and his team.
Radiant's bottom tower is
So it looks
under
like
attack.
Psg.Ldg will finally be able to find his tier 1 tower down bottom, but
Radiant's
OG,
bottom tower
they're into the pit,
has fallen.
no tail, tanking up the Roshan with the
Dire's
cold
top
embrace,
tower
the blood
is
right
under
will be
attack.
thrown out by Arme. I suspect something's up. Jerax just keeping their eyes focused towards that mid lane, throwing down the Fissure, holding back the creep wave. Roshan's at half
Radiant's
health.
bottom
They've got
tower
Elder Titan.
is
They
under
can keep
attack.
scouting this over and over again with the Blood Rage too, pushing him back.
As Thompson's going to start the fight. Here goes to the balance to Arme. The BKB's down from Arme, that gets himself out of the Wukong's command. Ana with a horn finds X-Nova. That's one down, and Arme with his BKB is just having to run himself away from the fight. So now Arme is without the BKB. OG can look to head back in the bit. Jerax still with the Echo Slam. No Tail still with the Winter's Curse. Sepp still with the Overgrowth. They have their team fights still ready to go, OG.
They're killing this so fast because the man is that
Tries for it, but he's not going to get it in. Oh, he threw it in. They get the two and then the slam. Oh, LGD tried to get in there with Somnus, but Jerax was quick with the jump.
That was an impossible jump. They even had the Meteor Hammer queued up for when it was about to die, so maybe they get the kill, but I don't think they get the Aegis in. They definitely don't get away with their lives.
They have everything. OG still had all their ultis ready.
And Thompson, he's hunting for more. Notice that Arme doesn't have BKB for 20 seconds. He's got the dust, he's got the preparation. Jerax in with the fish, they have the control. The enchant totem Arme's gone. Not satisfied with just a Roshan. Thompson quick to hunt for more, getting that kill on Arme. Arme's out of the game for a full minute and he has not got buyback.
The teamwork and synergy by OG has been spectacular. It's a show of Thompson and Jerax constantly getting the control over and over again between these two heroes.
Whew. Who says you need to go late game with Spectre?
29 minutes in. Pressuring the base of LGD.
On his 12, 7, and 8 on the Spectre.
That's a tier
Dire's
3
middle
tower gone.
has fallen.
They're onto the barracks. Somnus holding on
Dire's
to his
middle
buyback.
barracks
He'll be
are
back
under
up in 5 seconds. FY trying to set something up. Does find the sleep onto the two of them. The cold embrace can be prematurely put down onto the Monkey King. They have the Earth Spirit. Zips in. The burst. He just rips the Monkey King apart. Can he find more? No, he's getting changed. Jerax with the control, but he gets back out. Somnus will survive just for now. The jump. They've got the impetus down. Jerax in again with the enchant totem. X-Nova very low challenge. With the play looking for Ana with the cold embrace. Keeping Ana safe with the help. Somnus zips in. He wants Ana with the glimmer cape. Keeping Ana alive. OG just saving one another and getting away with these pushes until now. Arme, he'll come in with a TP. He's looking to hunt down Ana. Ana has the living armor. Goes for the TP out. He's going to make it. There's no way that Arme can cancel that as Ana gets out of there. Again, the Winter's Curse of No Tail being used to hold back the disablers of LGD. No Tail, he will pay with his life, but he did his job. He got Ana out of there.
These living armors, every time, just seems to be making such a big difference in every
Dire's
fight.
middle barracks are under
There's
attack.
not enough damage also coming out throughout the Cold Embrace. Thought the impetus would be enough.
The hero creep.
Slowly but surely doing it.
It's not doing,
Actually, he's not doing it. He's
Five
doing
health
less
regen.
damage than the regen.
He's doing a little bit more damage in the region, but it's gonna take a long
Dire's
time. The
middle
creeps will spawn,
barracks are under
and
attack.
goodbye hero creep.
Oh, X-Nova. Looking to get some information as he goes in deep with the Invis rune. OG, they're sending a mid. Their ults are up. They've got the Wukong's command. They've got the slam. They've got the horn.
4 siege creeps in the mid lane. He's got to run them away.
But that's the first hour push. And they
Yeah.
still haven't done any damage to this full HP.
Oh, this could be really big for the future setups too. OG actually still has a base that LGD does not know about.
And they've still got that Aegis on Ana, of course, with that save play being made. They can certainly look to try and push again. 5 seconds until No Tail's back in the game on the Winter Wyvern.
Killing the Spectre is seeming to be almost impossible now for LGD. Once he gets hard on top of this too, he's got the 500 health talent from level 20. I don't know how they bring this man down. They're going to have to use everything onto the Spectre, and it's going to give so much freedom for Thompson in the fights, as well as Jerax.
Haven't really been feeling the impact of this Bloodseeker dude. He was doing pretty well in the first 10 minutes, especially with the thirst, but I mean, he has BKB and he's still useless. He's number 2 on net worth, but he feels like he's like number 6.
He can't get into the fights, right? Like versus Monkey King, versus the Victor Wyvern, versus the Urchin as well. There's just too many things for him to actually deal with on this Bloodseeker.
Somnus steps in, trying to clean out the creeps, but the creeps are going to be able to keep themselves alive for now. They'll jump in, Thompson with the beacon. On top of Challenge. Challenge has gone and he went full in on the Aghanim's purchase. He does not have money for buyback. Zipping from Somnus, looking to get himself on top of the Spectre. Can he finish off this kill? The Anna, he's going to be kept alive. The Urnhill, he's fine. The Winter's Curse holding back Somnus. The dagger's out onto Somnus. Somnus has to zip back towards the base. Arme tries to go forward, but Jarek, in with the counterplay, jumps in, Echo's out. The melee strike for Thompson, they take down Arme. Arme buys back with the melee racks. They're already taken down in this middle lane by OG. They've got the F5 sleep set up into the blood right. Anna with the Manta style, he's fine, more than fine. As he gets out, will start to be healed up by that urn. Still has the Aegis, as OG now with a 5k lead and a melee racks up.
And add a heart now to that Aegis.
Oh yeah.
Dire's top
They do
shrine
not
is
have
under
to him
attack.
because they have to build these defensive
Radiant's
items.
top tower
I mean, I
is
guess
under
maybe
attack.
hasn't really, but Bloodseeker's no way to kill him. Maybe if he turned that into a Silver Edge, or maybe had a Halberd to deal with this Monkey King, but this BKB just actually feels. But what does the MVP do? The MVP don't.
Yeah, there's just too much control and team fight on the side of OG, and they're just way too tanky right now for LGD.
Yeah, and if you try and go for pickoffs, you never really know where the tree is, and the Spectre can haunt in, so they're also really scared to go down that route to try and take this victory.
Yeah, they've got it's just so many different forms of initiation on the side of OG that LGD, their initiation is that the Storm has to run in and try to start the fight, and then Ame, poor Ame, tries to run with the BKB, but there's just crazy amount of control that goes through it. So maybe with this Manta style, he can try to play around it a little bit better once he finishes this on the Bloodseeker.
Chalice looks like he's eyeing for a Lotus Orb X. Do you like this choice?
Thompson
Can reflect a decent amount of spells and also remove
straight in.
So, but
Finds FY, they pop the ult as well. X-Nova's going to TP in.
they just got the gem too.
And they're buying back on FY. PSG LGD desperately want to try and take this fight somehow. They know Thompson's Wukong's command is about to wear off, but jump himself out to the side. He's back up to the trees. There's the Winter's Curse, holding back the two of the manas in. They're ready to fight this OG despite PSG LGD being the ones buying back into it. Jarek's in with the stun control. They'll burst down Arme. Arme's down for 90 seconds. Chalice is dropping as well as the orb from Anna comes out, splitting LGD apart. Anna into the trees, looks towards FY, steps back to avoid the Echo Storm. Chalice still being chased out by Thompson. One more swipe will do it. They get Chalice, they get FY, and Somnus and X-Nova just left to try and pull the creep wave away. It was it for bronze for Jarek with the Echo Snap. The Orchid comes out onto the Shaker. They're trying to return, but the self-fuels keeps Jarek's alive. He's safe. Somnus trying to run. Fisher, Boundless Strike. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do! Oh, gee! Again and again and again in this game one! Pulling off these incredible plays, and GG is called, ladies and gentlemen. OG taking game one of this best of 5 in the 2018 International Grand Finals.
What teamwork by OG. Every little thing coming together. The Earthshaker and the Monkey King, just the control coming between them, and just the way that they were able to stall the pushes out. The Wyvern always being there, set up on those early tier 1s, just living